you. All right, well, glad to be here. I'm Nathan Gilmore. I'm from Team Gantt. Team Gantt's actually, it's two people. It's myself and John Corelli, who he's not here. He's actually at a church thing tonight. So real quick, also if you guys have any questions, definitely interrupt me as I'm going here. Team Gantt is basically a simple way to schedule and manage a project. So this is kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gantt charts or not, but basically it's a way to list out your tasks for a project, and then you can have your kind of timeline. You can just see when things are going to be due. And, so basically we wanted to do something that was simple, had an attractive design, and that was collaborative. So you can invite other people to work on your projects with you, and we built in a lot of cool collaborative features. So we first got the idea back in 2009, so it was about 3 years ago. And today we have a little over 1,400 subscribers, and these are some of our customers. Teams from these companies anyways. So kind of to fill in the gaps of what happened in the last 3 years. The first thing we did, which is something we kind of learned from lean startup ideas, was to see if anybody was actually interested in this idea that we had. So what we did is we built a real basic landing page. It was pretty ugly, and it had an email form on it, and it had some pricing. So it says we're thinking of building this web-based Gantt chart. We're probably going to charge this much per month. Give us your email address if you're interested. So we just used one of the Google coupons for $100, and I think we got about 5 email addresses. So it didn't sound like a lot, but it was enough to show us like, hey, there's some interest. Somebody's interested in paying for this. So it was enough to say, all right, let's keep going.
Quick question: those 5 email addresses out of how many unique visits? What was your conversion rate on?
Oh, okay, good question. I mean, $100 probably got us, I don't know, 30 people. So
pretty
5
high.
out of 30. That's pretty high. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So $100, I feel like I'm the dumb one tonight, but $100 got you 30 hits and 5 people signed up for more info, that kind of thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's right. Okay, so
the first 5? The first 5.
First 5 people that they didn't pay or anything. They just were like, hey, we're interested in what you guys are building. So then in November of 2010, we officially launched. We had 14 users in trial. This is just over the course of time. We, with some SEO mostly, which I'll talk a little bit more later. People were kind of finding out about us and signing up as beta testers, basically. So when we flipped the switch in November of 2010, we had 1,400 people that were in trial, and we wanted to see, all right, now we're going to say you're now a 30-day trial. You got 30 days to try it out and buy. And so we have 1 kid at this point.
Kid is a family or kid is a customer? The user?
I charge my kid.
Oh.
So. No, yeah, that was our daughter, and so it's kind of busy. Over the 3 years that we built the company, we also had 2 kids, my wife and I, in the middle of all this, so it was busy. But so SEO, this is we were talking about this over there a little bit, and for us, it's been huge for getting first customers. The big thing was picking the right keywords. So there was kind of 3 criteria that we wanted to find. We wanted something that was highly relevant, something that was low competition, and something with at least decent search volume. So for us, like first we looked at Gantt chart. What if we just try and build a campaign around Gantt chart? Well, it's not really relevant because there's lots of Gantt chart software out there. It's not low competition. There's tons of people fighting over that. And the search volume was great, tons of search volume. So then we thought, well, all right, well, let's try and get a little more specific. So we went with online. And it's highly relevant. Anybody that's searching for an online Gantt chart is really looking for exactly what we have. And it's low competition. When we first had this idea and we went into Google and researched online Gantt chart, nothing good showed up. I mean, nothing remotely good. So we thought, well, this is potential. Let's find out how many people are actually searching for this. So we went into Google's keyword tool, and that's a free tool. and you can basically see what search volumes for keywords. And there's about 10,000 searches per month for only Gantt chart. So that kind of gave us a good indication, like this is good.
Is that a lot or little, 10,000 a month? That's little.
It's enough. It was enough for us. Actually, that's kind of what we really based our initial campaign
300 a
on.
day.
Right. So, I mean, over time, with focusing on that, in that first year, we got about 1,400 people to sign up for trials. Now, since then, we've kind of targeted a few other keywords, and we've done some more SEO, and we get a lot more. We rank for all kinds of keywords now, but that was kind of the start. So, and it's good. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's you get people come to your site. I mean, 100 people a day is good. So, August 2011, we quit our jobs, so that was kind of a scary point. And I guess it's something a lot of founders go through. But we were at that point I don't know, we had maybe 150 subscribers, so it really wasn't even enough to really pay the bills, but we did see the growth and we saw the potential, and we knew that if we did that, if we were able to get that part-time, we felt good that we could do it. We could do better.
They were paying a month every month?
Yes.
And how is it like automatic renewal or what's?
Exactly.
How much is it a month?
Between $10 to $80 a month.
Based on
Number of users and number of projects. Yeah. So today we're a profitable company. We didn't take any investments. We totally bootstrapped it. Just working nights and weekends, just the two of us. John is the technical guy. We both have technical backgrounds, but on this he did all the development, and I worked on the design and marketing and that kind of stuff. So the kind of the top tips, the things that have worked really well for us. The first thing is finding a good co-founder. That's huge, and kind of the good pairing. Like I was just saying, John was technical, I was more design and marketing. It really worked well, and it really helps, balance the workload, and just when you go through tough times or good times, it's always good to have another person. And obviously, it's got to be somebody you can really trust. And I think really finding a good co-founder is probably more important than the idea or whatever you're building, because we all know that can change and pivots and all that. So, good co-founder, it's somebody's going to stick around, so you want to make sure it's good. Validating the idea, so like I was talking about with the Google AdWords, and then also talking to customers. We talk to customers all the time. Not customers, but potential customers, anybody that could be a user. Getting them on the phone, any email addresses that you can collect, shoot them an email, look them up, call them, talk to them, ask them what they think, would they use it, would they pay for it, and we've learned a ton from that. It's really helped develop the product and the product direction, and kind of really steer the company quite a bit.
You talk to existing customers?
Yeah, we have we've got a feedback form on our site where people can put in ideas, as well as we try to make ourselves very accessible through email, phone calls, Twitter accounts.
So for the ones that's recurrent billing, I'm paying $8 Netflix, but I haven't watched it for a month. How many of them are not? Do you keep track if they're using it during the month or not? Or
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is we want to keep them as engaged as possible, and that's a big thing that we track is retention. Because if they go 6 months without using it, they might cancel. So there's things that we've done, like we did recently did a daily email summary. So basically, you've got somebody that plans out the project, and then they invite other people to the project. Well, now everybody on the team gets a daily summary saying, here's what you have in progress, here's what's going on, here's what happened yesterday in the project. And that's really helping keep people engaged and get a whole team using it. Because that's one of the things with project management software, is getting the whole team to use it. So we've done a lot of things like that. We did Google Calendar and like iCal or Outlook integration. So if you have a project manager that schedules it all out, assigns tasks to people, you could actually, any member of the team could have those tasks show up in their daily Outlook or Google Calendar, things like that. So we just try to do things like that to make it really easy to adopt and keep retention up.
What would you say, why did your customers choose this as opposed to just use a MS project? Like a lot of, certainly the ones that you put out, presumably have done in the past.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, it's a couple things. One of the biggest things is the fact that it's web-based. So it's very easy to collaborate instead of, if somebody uses Microsoft Project, they create a PDF of it, and then they end up emailing it out, and then they change it, it's automatically out of date, and it's just, people always have problems with that. So this is live, anybody can log in from any computer and know what the latest project plan is.
And is that more now than the customer data? Do you have multiple users per account typically?
Yeah, we have a lot of teams. And then a lot of people just tell us, a lot of people just love the interface. I mean, that's something we put a lot of time into was the interface. We did a lot of user testing. So we'd use things like usertesting.com, and there's a new startup here in Baltimore, Data Punch, which is really cool. And you can basically watch people use your website, and you can see where they get stuck. And I mean, we learned a ton from that, and you can see where they get confused, or you're thinking, why aren't they just hit that add new task button? It's right there, but they're not seeing it. And you realize, no, I got to do something to make that more obvious. And you can do a lot of things with that. I mean, you could do like funnel tracking. So we'll see how many people visit our site, then how many people will sign up for a free trial, and then how many people will create a project, and how many people create a task, how many people invite somebody to the project. And you guys see what step do they start to fall off, and then you focus on that step and see why aren't they inviting people, why aren't they adding a new task. And the more you can do to get them engaged in it, invite people and add tasks, the more likely they'll be to love your product and become a customer.
What's the neatest thing, the coolest thing you learned about a customer? The thing that just surprised you the most in a good way about a customer? Or what was something that's super counterintuitive or what?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some surprises along the way. One thing was like as far as like a feature, like a ton of people wanted to be able to print PDFs of their projects. We're thinking it's web-based. Who's ever going to want to print a PDF of it? But we got tons of requests for it, so we built that feature out for them.
How did you settle in on your pricing?
That's a good question. Pricing's a tricky topic for sure, and we're not totally selling in on it. I mean, it's still something we think about changing. But kind of what we did was we looked at the competition, other sites, maybe even like Basecamp and different sites like that. Well, where are their price? What's their price now? Because that's kind of what people expect to pay, and we came up with something similar to that.
And did you do any sort of split testing or anything like that with different price levels and see what the conversions were?
Split testing for pricing is a little tricky. I actually talked to one of the guys from Optimizely about that, because we do some split testing on other things, and split testing is awesome. We really benefit from it. But pricing can be a little bit tricky, because if you're offering different pricing plans to different people, you can actually get into legal issues. So. But there's ways around it where you can offer 3 plans, and then another 3 plans, as long as you could combine it, basically make it 6 different plans, if that makes sense. So, if you have a 5 user, 5 project, 7 user, 7 project, 10 user, 10 project, you keep going up. There's kind of ways to get around it, but you can't really say like, I'm going to offer, our starter plan at $10 to these people and $20 to these people. I think you get some legal issues. So what we'd probably do is just kill it and bump up the prices and see what happens. And if people don't like it, bump them back down.
Are you polling lost customers, those who went on the 30-day trial, and you asked them why they didn't go ahead and subscribe?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's huge.
You're learning a lot about pricing from that?
Well, pricing, yeah, we do learn. We don't necessarily specifically ask pricing, but we ask them why didn't you like the product or what happened, and they'll say, well, sometimes it's too expensive. We get that every once in a while, but not too often. But we do get a lot of stuff like, if you guys had this feature, we'd be customers, or we got lost, we couldn't figure out how to do this, so we gave up. And we'll also do, like, if anybody wants to cancel, a paid customer wants to cancel their account, we just have a little form that says, what could we have done better to keep you around? And we learn a lot from that as well.
Are you doing any SEO around the terms online collaboration by any chance?
No, we haven't done online collaboration.
Try it.
Yeah.
I think you should try that, because I know I personally have looked for online collaboration software, but what I was really mainly looking for was project management software.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, because I
Yeah.
was going to collaborate with the team, and I was going to be the guy who was going to track what was going on in
Okay.
terms of the project's progress.
Yeah.
And thinking to myself, I do not want to buy a Microsoft project for a couple of reasons, not the least of which is price.
Yeah.
And you guys would have a really good solution for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one more question is, have you thought about going after schools that are offering degrees in project management?
Yeah, we have. It's something we'd love to do. We just haven't had the time to do it. We do have a number of schools that use it. We'll get contacted by schools and professors that are teaching a class and they'll want to use it for their class and we just give them a free license. But yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to get in touch with schools and just give them free
You
license.
gotta find a way to reach out to teachers who are teaching project management. Because, I think Microsoft has a student license, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's limited time, and perhaps once you graduate, you can't use it any longer.
Yeah.
And if you can just get this in their hands and give them a chance to try it, when they graduate and they're faced with paying $1,000 for a project,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, yeah. If they're familiar with the team, yeah, and it's good for teachers because they can have everybody on their one account. They can log in and still get various projects and stuff.
Is that your main competition, is something like Project or other forms of software?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we have a few direct competitors that are doing something similar to us. We've got a pretty good step up on them with their just the interface and things like that. Typically like more, but then we do have you got Microsoft Project, and then even competitors would be something like Basecamp, which is just a totally different style.
Like Primavera, anything, you've ever heard of those guys?
Yeah.
Like, have you been successful in cracking into like the construction project management side? Because a lot of those guys are mostly software based, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, we haven't because I think those guys are not typically online looking for it.
Yeah.
You know, they're not.
Not.
They're not. They're just. It's not. That's not what they do. I mean, we get tons of like creative agencies because they live on the web. They see us
Yeah.
mentioned on Twitter, and they're like, oh, I wonder if there's an online Gantt chart. Look for it. But the construction companies, we haven't figured out how to reach them. So
Yeah. So I would
Yeah.
imagine that's just a natural fit, especially with people that are on site. I mean,
Yeah, they
don't
can
have to
update it
bring
from
up
their
laptop.
iPhone.
It's just right to your
Yeah.
phone. Like that would be huge if you could figure out a way.
Oh yeah.
You need a sales guy.
Yeah. Sales guy.
So what is the biggest company that uses TVM? I mean, do you have a sense of, is it a company of 10,000 or going to be smaller? Or
It's mostly smaller teams, probably anywhere from a single user up to 20 people,
Do you know where they are geographically?
all over the world. It's all over.
But if I call you up, do you have a user in Boise, Idaho, you can't tell me?
I could probably look through our billing system and go off of zip codes. So
But you don't know.
I couldn't tell you right now. I'd have to log into
So
it.
can you please recap, so as a startup, what are all the different ways you communicate with customers? The part you can see their behavior, what they're using, not using.
Right.
Is there like an email me, or, how, like a suggestion of a PDF? How did you get that information?
We try and have every line of communication possible. So we even added a live chat tool to our site, which has been awesome. So people can just see in the bottom, it says, do you have a question? And if we're logged on to live chat, we can have conversations. We have a phone number on our website. We use Grasshopper for that. Grasshopper's pretty cool. Basically a virtual phone for like $10 a month, 1-800 number. We have multiple places in the app where it can say, help and feedback and feedback forums and so all kinds of stuff. Yeah. It's real definitely important to us.
Are you using any billing software like Stripe or
Yeah, we're using Braintree.
Braintree? It does recurring.
It does recurring billing, yeah. Yeah, they've been really good. Excellent customer service, fair pricing. They've been good.
Another question? Great, thank you very much.
Sure.
Awesome. Good. Great program. On to the last, this is the funnest part, the chatting part. So Curtis, I think we can just shut this off now. You guys aren't going to use the web, right? We're just going to chat, right?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm gonna bring chairs up here and that's the easiest way to do it. By the way, Nate, do you guys use cookies at all? Forgot to ask.
Us, we do.
Yeah, so.
We use,
since it's a
we
web-
use it for a number of reasons, and we do retargeting as well. That's been helpful.
Eli, come on down. Nick, come on down. guess I'll sit with you guys. Why don't you guys start off in 1 minute, tell us who you are and what you do.
Me, I guess I would say I'm a YouTube personality.